How are you?
Good.
Hanging in there.
Mr. Lon, what do you think about this fancy technology?
It's wild.
It is wild. Did you ever imagine anything like this would happen?
Not really.
No, not really. Yeah, me neither. It's helpful. It's good. We've gotten used to it during this pandemic thing. We did a lot of meetings through this,
Okay.
showings and things like that. So, well, so welcome to your first Zoom call.
Yeah, it is his first Zoom one. We
That's
should
a
have
good way-
buttons. I have my first Zoom call.
Yeah, exactly. So with that, you probably only see me now. I'm going to hit this share screen button, and that'll allow you guys to see what I'm looking at. You'll see the view change in a second. And you have to bear with me. I am not the best at this.
Okay.
Know if you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, so, spoiler alert, you weren't supposed to see that.
Ah.
So, right now it's 2:47 and we have almost 15 more minutes until the auction ends. You decided to use the Home Boss system, which has this online platform that we can watch the bidding. Buyers can come on, see the bidding, see what the prices are. As the disclaimer says, it's the only 100% transparent way to sell a house. So the site is paonlineoffers.com. That's what you're looking at here.
Okay.
With that, there's a bunch of things, instructions on how to bid here, information for buyers, sellers, etc. This website has a lot of good stuff on there that we actually send out to potential sellers as well. So it's here. It's a EXP exclusive to my group. This is the home screen. If you were an agent or a potential buyer, you would go here to bid now. The bid now button brings you to this registration. Were you trying to use that, Becky?
I was.
No problem. So that it just asks for basic information.
Yeah.
Set up a profile, so then we know who's actually bidding on the property, and we have their contact information.
Okay.
So after the login stuff, we can go back to the home screen. Then there's homes. View the homes. We can see what homes are either currently on or just recently ended. And there should be a few up there. Yeah, we have a few up here. And here's us, right?
Okay.
45 Lawndale. So we click on that, and now is when we get to the good stuff. All right. Can you see this?
Yep.
Okay. So over the course of the past few days, we've gotten 4 offers. The highest now is up to $121,000. And we have this section here, agent compensation. This is one of the most unique things besides the whole online platform. This agent compensation is the money you're essentially saving, Mr. Lon, by using this system, because the buyer's agent is paying their side of the commission. So some realized savings right there. When they go on, the bidders or get to see the pictures, they can scroll through. All the pictures that the photographer had taken are here in the house. We've seen them. I don't know. Did you see them, Mr. Lon?
You saw them, yeah.
I seen, yes.
Okay. So had you seen them previously? Did the girls show them to you?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I think they came out awesome. The guy did a really good job.
He did good, yep.
Yeah, and that's why I call it professional, because I can't do this, honestly.
They did. They look amazing.
Good. Description, brief description. sometimes I go into, really describing the house. Most often, I describe the house briefly. There'll be a different description on the MLS or Zillow and those kind of things so that people get more idea about the house. But here on the site, you want to learn about the platform and what they're kind of getting themselves into. They have, terms and conditions. Let's see, any instructions. This is a big thing that we put on there. Seller reserves the right to accept, counter, or reject any and all offers. We're upfront about that. We're upfront about the buyer's premium right there, built into the contract.
Okay.
There's information here. This highest offer plus premium, buyer's premium equals the sales price, so that buyers know and their agents know what they have to put on the actual written agreement of sale when they send it to us. About the registration, things like that, how they have to send me pre-approval. So we can't just have somebody, I guess, adding and raising the price if they're not
Okay.
qualified, right? So we're only taking pre-qualified and qualified offers. That's pretty much it. So
Okay.
back to the top, kind of what we, really wanted to see and was the offers, the amount of offers. The last offer is 120. If somebody were to bid now, they would have to bid 121 to beat that. And the agent compensation for the total purchase price of that.
Okay.
It's 120.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's 120.
Yeah. So we may have come on a little too late to get to see that actual clicker, people bidding and increasing it. But we do have 7 minutes. I would imagine the 120 guy is holding his breath right now, hoping that nobody else bids, right?
I said it's like eBay.
It is. And so on the eBay topic, if somebody were to bid, the 121 right now, the timing here, the 6 minutes, that would keep going. And it would actually add a couple minutes for the other buyers. If they wanted to increase their bid, they have a little bit extra time. So it's not like a set hard time, this 6 minutes and 38 seconds that's going. If somebody
Okay.
else were to bid right now, it would kind of add a little bit of time for other people to regroup and bid higher if they wanted to, right?
Okay.
So it gives everybody a chance. It's not like a timing thing. Some people time it. Oh, I'll just wait for 5 seconds left and put 121 and nobody else can bid. Well, no, we built that into the system so that it adds that
Okay.
extra time. It's only fair to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
What is showing current offer? 121.
is this, I guess, what you expected, or what did you expect kind of to see when you hopped on the call?
I think initially we really weren't sure what to expect.
Okay.
And then, it was neat to see the different offers come in when we logged into it with you.
Right.
So it's really interesting. Instead of waiting for days to hear back if someone's going to counter offer or offer, you see it right here in front of you as far as, what the offer is and what your, house is going for.
Yeah, it's definitely a great point. It's a lot of stress selling the house. You don't know
Yeah.
what's going to happen, right? I mean, weren't you stressed at some points, like wondering, questioning?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you had asked me previously about the showings.
Yeah.
I have the report up here, and let me see if I can drag you guys over here. Here's the listing activity report for your home, and this is the total amount of showings here, 50 showings.
Wow.
So I know, Mr. Lon, you were apprehensive a little bit when we started this price, right? Like the $100,000 price. We had discussed the listing price, and our recommendation through experience is to go 10 to 15% lower than kind of our expected price, right? Or our
Right, okay, well.
anticipated price. So that's what we did. And we found that by doing that, we do this. This is further proof. We get these 50 showings. It's
That's
almost,
amazing.
yeah, it's almost too good to be true. People
Mhm.
know that the houses, they do the same reports that I do. The agents are experienced enough to know that a house like this should be in the 110 to 115 range. So when they see $100,000, it makes them want to jump and go into the house, right? It builds curiosity and then increases the showings.
Right.
From there, the showings, like we did great. We got 50 people in there.
That's
Of those
unbelievable.
50 people,
That's-
that's the way to do it, right? To get people in there, through there, make them fall in love with the house, make them see it, and want to bid on it. Some things that are also on here is the feedback. You'll see some people were very interested. Some people thought that their overall experience was excellent. You have people that tell you they're not interested. Out of 50, I expect that, right? I kind of wish we had more responses. See, we only have
Right.
10 responses.
Okay.
We can't force them to do it.
Right.
We send the email 3 separate times, and it comes in a text message. Hey, can you please send
Can you
some
get this
feedback
filled
on
out?
the house? But again, some people do it, some people don't. This is just information. Remember, I told you you were kind of wondering like who's coming in my house and when. We have a log like this of everybody
Oh,
that
that's how you know.
shows,
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
who was there, when, etc. So it's completely secure and transparent to us who was in there. Do you have any questions about this, the showings or the report?
No.
Yeah.
Is there a way to tell when you look to see who is bidding, how the route that they're going, whether they're, conventional, FHA, cash offer, or is that all something that's disclosed afterwards?
So that's a great question. On the site itself, it's not built to handle the specifics of
Okay.
the offer. So in the instructions, it tells the potential bidders that, hey, we're going to need this information. Please prepare a summary sheet saying offer price, type of financing, and then any conditions or contingencies that they may want in the offer. So with that, in my email, I have those. I
Okay.
have some agents who actually sent the written agreement of sale
Okay.
in there. So many have prepared and sent them to me. Some of them didn't even make it onto the site, which kind of a little disappointing that they didn't follow
Right.
the instructions. But
Ah,
one of them, who's really interested to a certain extent anyway, he sent an offer in, had it in writing, called me and told me that it's $110,000 cash. And if we get any other cash offers, to give him the chance to counter back.
Right.
So he kind of listened, but he couldn't put the 110 in here because the next price is 121.
Okay.
So at least initially, right now, I'm going to assume he's not willing to go to the 121. Otherwise,
Okay.
he would be on this site, but he's not out of contention yet. So
Okay.
that leads me to my next point. With these offers, the price is not the only thing. So we're going to take the 3 highest offers and go back to the agents and
Okay.
ask them to make sure that we have the summary and
Okay.
the details. And they have already sent pre-approvals in, so we know that they're good there. But we need to know, the devil's in the details, right? So we need to know exactly what we're getting ourselves into. That's the gist of it. Once this,
Okay.
see how we end it. That's it.
Yep.
So we can safely say that of the 50 people that walk through your house, this is the most that any one of them were willing to pay.
Okay,
That's the true market value. That's the gauge,
right.
right? Any object is only worth what somebody is willing to pay. Out of 50 people, I think we did amazing at $120,000.
Absolutely.
What do you think, Mr. Lon? Is that,
That's good, yeah,
yeah?
very good.
So, I mean, from our initial conversations, we were thinking that, that 117 would
Yep.
be amazing, right?
Mhm.
We beat it. We got over that.
Right,
I firmly believe putting it on and setting the price ahead of time on the MLS, we wouldn't have gotten those extra, we wouldn't have gotten the amount of viewings for certain. It would have been cut in half. And we would not have gotten this much over our asking.
so now, Tim, on the computer, we can see it says, you have your 4 offers, and then it has current offer 121. Is that what the next offer would have been, or?
Exactly. If they wanted to bid, they would have bid the 121.
121?
Increase it by
Okay,
much. Yes, exactly. So maybe this is a little neat. Okay. So here we know that these guys here, oh, actually it is. I apologize. It's the 121. So
okay,
Sergio bid 110 and Darwin 115, Rose 120. It shows how they increased the bid increments. And then Sergio kind of came in last minute and got it for his client at 121.
okay,
So it seems like he came in strong with a really good offer. Our ask was 100. He came in at 110, and they watched it and followed it. And this is the way it was supposed to work. He did right by his client, in my opinion.
okay,
So next step, I go to Sergio, Rose, Darwin. Hey, what are the details? Is Rose cash and Sergio FHA?
right,
We don't know
right,
yet,
okay,
but we'll find out. From there, we can evaluate all the details of the offer, and we discuss that, and ultimately you choose.
okay. Sound good?
Yeah, fine.
What do you
So
think?
now,
Bill?
how long does it, do you have their details with you now, or do we have to? We have to go back. We have to go back and have another meeting.
Us collectively will have another meeting once I have all the written
Okay.
offers in my hand, and then I can review them, and then I'll review them with you so that you understand all the terms, conditions, pros and cons of each, right? Like we talked about,
Correct.
a cash offer, it might be a little bit lower, but it comes with its pros as well. Different financing comes with pros and cons. So we can go over that as well once we get the details, the actual written offer.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Now, do you have to contact the gentleman that came in with the offer of 110 or no?
I'm going to, because I
Wanted
want
to say
I
that.
want to see. I want to give him a chance. Why not? That's the due diligence part. Like I want to dig
Right.
and see. Hey, this is what we have. I'll clearly show him. He can log on and see this
Right,
just like we can. I'm not pulling your leg. There's the offer.
Mhm.
If you'd like to add to it, feel free.
okay.
We'll give him a chance to counter.
So now what is the difference, in your opinion, as far as a cash offer versus FHA and all that other fun stuff that, can come along the lines? Like if we were looking at this, can you explain the benefits and some of the downfalls to cash versus FHA versus conventional loan?
So cash, it's about the amount of obstacles is what I say.
Okay.
Hurdles to jump through. Cash has little to none. They have the cash, they provided proof of funds, and they don't need permission from a bank. They don't to borrow the bank's money. They have the money. They're willing to put it up. With getting permission or approval, final underwriting, all these funny words that are in the real estate lingo.
Okay.
All they mean is they need to jump through a bunch of hoops. We would need appraisals. The appraiser has to come in and say that the house is worth 120. They could come in and say that it's only worth 119, 115. At that point, that's all the bank is willing to lend to that person. So
Okay.
the person, if they have it, would have to, one, come up with the extra money, or two, say, that's all the house is worth, that's all I'm paying. And then it would be on you to lower the price down to that appraisal value.
Okay.
The cash is, again, there's no one to tell the buyer what this house is worth or what they can actually pay for the house. Generally with cash, they waive certain things like the appraisal for sure. They generally take properties as is. We would find out in the exact agreement of sale if they waived inspections, right? So home inspection's a
Okay.
big one. That's one where a lot of deals are lost. And that's the stigma with the FHA versus conventional, right? So I would say order of strength in financing: cash, conventional, FHA, VA, the government type loans.
Okay.
Because there's a few more guidelines that the government loans have to go through in order to qualify.
Okay.
I don't think they're bad. I know people who don't like them or they have a bad stigma. I personally do not think they're bad. If this 121 is an FHA, I've walked through your house. I
Right.
know what to expect, what the appraiser looks for, and there's safety features, right? There are things like if there's
Right.
not a railing going down the basement, well, you may need to add one, right?
Okay.
What else? GFCIs, the outlets are huge
Okay.
with FHA. So you may need to add one if it is FHA and decide to go that route. And the inspector says, hey, there's not one within 6 feet of a water source. Well, they won't give them the loan unless that those conditions are fixed. The buyer themselves can't really fix it because it's not their house, right?
Okay.
The other thing with the FHA is you can't just say, oh, okay, I'll give you $500 and we'll call it even. And I'm not fixing those things because they're conditions of the loan set by FHA. They need to
Okay,
be
sure.
done prior to settlement. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So those are some of the pros and cons of cash versus different financing options.
Okay.
Um,
So I guess in a situation like just say FHA versus cash, and we have to fix all these things and you have a cash offer for 115 versus 120, it might be in our benefit to just go with the 115 cash over the 120 FHA. If there's
Yeah.
certain things that we're going to have to fix prior to them moving in.
Agreed. Right. Yes, that is true. When we did that initial walkthrough, I pointed out a few things that that jumped out at me. You know,
Right.
the wiring and
Right.
some of the things. The how
pull out back.
Right. Exactly. Right. That pull
Okay.
out back. So sad but true. $5,000 doesn't get you very far. You know, hiring a contractor to get this stuff done. So
Right.
at that point, we might decide, or you might decide that the $5,000 is worth kind of passing on, so that you don't have those headaches. You don't have to hire a contractor. You don't have to find somebody. You don't have to worry about the FHA inspector.
Okay. Understand.
Okay. Any other questions like regarding the financing or?
Not that I can think of. I mean, this was very, informative and, you answered a lot of our questions. It's just, I guess now we just have to wait to see what, the details of the contracts impose on us.
Exactly. And we have options, right? We know
Right.
of options.
Absolutely.
There's 4 here on the table and there's one sitting in my email waiting that,
Right.
the gentleman seemed eager, and it would be beneficial to you if I were to reach back out to him.
Absolutely. You never know. He may be willing to put up the extra 5 or
Right.
the extra, 10.
Get us closer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with no hoops to jump through, then we have
Right.
really something to consider. But we'll find out that next.
Okay.
I guess I have a few questions regarding the home ball system. Did you have any concerns or reservations when I first pitched it to you, so to speak, or introduced it to you? What were you thinking?
We were concerned, it was something new. We've never, done the home boss. So my dad had a lot of questions. It was, a lot of uncertainties, unfortunately, we're in a time now where we have been, doing more online and through Zoom calls, he's used to the older traditional way of doing things. So this was new and he was concerned, but I think, we went for it and I think we got an amazing, amount of showings and we, I think we did great. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good.
Very good.
Yeah, very
You
good.
did very good, Tim.
Thank you. Thank you. Here's the best part. If none of these numbers were sufficient or
Yeah.
to your liking, you saw it in black and white everywhere in bold. Everyone knows you have the right to reserve, to accept, deny, or any of the offers. So
Right.
the ball's still in your court.
Right.
Basically.
And that was, yeah.
I think that's huge, and that's a comfort thing, right? Like,
Mhm.
I can say no. If all these offers were at $100,000 and you weren't comfortable with that, you can say thank you, but no thank you, and that's exactly what we would tell them.
Right.
From there, we pivot. We go to Plan B, which would have been more the traditional listing type.
Mhm.
So that's why I think there's a lot of flexibility in the system, and it kind of covers the majority of concerns for sellers. What are your thoughts now? Like after you've seen it in action, worth it?
What do you think?
Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
very good.
Very
I
good.
think, and also another benefit that benefits my dad is they pay part of the closing. They pay part instead of the 5%, they pay 2.5 of that.
So that instantly made you $3,025 more dollars than if we would have listed it on the traditional way. If we listed on
Right.
the traditional way, and you got the 121 or 120 that that we're at, you would have netted, right, $3,025 less, and you
Right.
essentially would have paid that guy to work against you, right?
Right. Yeah.
Or woman, they wouldn't represent you. So
Right.
and definitely not worried about your best interest. They're interested in their clients and what's best for them. After seeing this, would you recommend this home boss to friends and family?
What do you think?
I think so. Yeah.
I would in a heartbeat. It's very easy. It was, you can see everything right here in front of us. You're not going back and forth, counter offering. I think it made it a lot easier. You know what the house is going for. There's no questions. You're not sitting there waiting for the phone call. Oh, this person offered $10,000 or 120.
Yeah, the transparency is huge in this system. Not to mention the benefit of netting that much more money. With that, not having to pay them. I guess the only other real question I have is, were you comfortable choosing me? You had options. Everybody knows a million different realtors. I came in, kind of cold and through a referral, but overall, even though we're not completely finished yet, what do you think about what I did and how I performed?
As far as communication, it was like seamless. I had a question, I would shoot you a text message. We gave you a call. You got back to us very promptly. We were never in the dark. We always knew what was going on as far as, what you put in front of us. It was essentially black and white. We knew everything and anything that was going to happen. You laid it out nicely for us.
Over-explain things because I have a tendency to talk too much.
No, it really wasn't. And we really appreciated that, again, times are changing. And I think sometimes, the older population isn't as quick to adapt to the new things that, we're being faced with today.
Yeah, well, thank God I had you guys in my corner because you kind of helped that with that. That didn't go unnoticed, trust me.
It is, and it's definitely a changing time. And, I think, unfortunately, we have to bring them up to speed sometimes, and it's a little difficult for them to grasp it all at once sometimes.
Right. Here's the end results, though. They're there. The proof is
Yeah,
in
they
the
sure
pudding.
are.
Okay. There they are. It works. The system works. I believe in it. It's the reason I switched to EXP. It was really one of the biggest selling points to me, to leave what I knew for all these years and the comfortableness of my old company,
Right.
colleagues and things like that, and to come over here with EXP. I really think this is going to help a lot more clients, with the sale of their home.
Absolutely. It was,
Yeah.
I mean, as I said, I really liked it. It was, a new aged,
Yeah.
thing
just
coming
a
up.
New way of doing things.
Yeah.
And it was good. Different options.
Hmm.
It's a good talking point in selling or story, right? When you're going, yeah, we sold my dad's house online and we watched this, and people look at you like you have 5 heads because it's new, right? It's new to us as well. So
Right. And it's funny because I sent my sister a message. They were just talking about Good Morning America. I'm like, look, they're trying to get it, virtual. I said, it's so new that it's just hitting the news. And it was amazing.
it's
I
true.
was very curious to see how it would work. And
Good.
it did what it was supposed to do.
Awesome. So we didn't disappoint.
Nope.
Good. Glad to hear it. So I will let you go. I'm going to get back to work, and I'm sure these agents and their clients are waiting for some sort of
Yeah,
response.
they're
So
All
I
right.
will reach out to them, and
Okay.
I will dig into it, do my homework, make sure everything we have is in writing, sift through the details, and
Okay.
then present them to you. So I'll touch base with you more than likely tomorrow at some point, and we'll set up another time. We
Okay.
can talk on the phone. We don't have to do Zoom.
Okay.
All right. I shaved for this and cut my face and everything.
There you go.
I don't know if I can handle
We
it off
can't
the Zoom
even
call in
tell.
2 days. So, all right,
All
guys.
right, Tim. Well, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate all your help and
Thank
hard
you.
work.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you. It's a
All
joy to
right.
work with you.
See you later.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.